Mga kapatid, mga magigiting na anak ng bayan, ang inyong pagparito ay pagpapakita na hindi kayo nasisindak sa napipintong panganib.
History is the study of past events leading up to the present days. One of the historic events that is worth visiting in the Philippine history is the first cry of revolution, which is the initial move of Filipinos to fight for the independence against Spaniards. The first cry of revolution is a historic event in the Philippines where Filipinos tore their cedulas and proclaimed the start of fight for the independence as its main goal. However, there are some controversies regarding where and when this event happened. There are different versions written by different individuals who are present during that event. It is believed that it is happened in Balintawak, while others said it is happened in Pugad, Lawi. In order for us to know and understand the truth, there are four versions that we need to consider. First, Dr. Pio Valenzuela's account, The Cry of Pugad, Lawi. Second, Santiago's Alvarez account, The Cry of Bahay Toro. Third, Guillermo Masangkay's account, The Cry of Balintawak. Fourth, Gregoria de Jesus' accounts, The First Cry. They are considered as the eyewitness of the first-hand information about the first cry of revolution. According to his account, the first place of refuge happened in Balintawak, especially in the house and yard of Apolonio Samson at Cancun. Among with him were Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Procopio Bonifacio, Teodoro Plata, and Aguedo del Rosario. Aside from them, Bricio Pantas, Alejandro Santiago, Ramon Bernardo, Apolonio Samson, and others were also there. There were no decisions made, rather only views were exchanged. It was in the storehouse and yard of Juan Ramos at Pugad, Lawin, where they had a discussion whether they will start the revolution against the Spaniards on August 29, 1896. Teodoro Plata was the only who protested and fought against a war. After the meeting, the people who were present tore their cedula certificate and shouted, "Long live the Philippines! Long live the Philippines!"
Unitin para sa kalayaan! Unitin! Unitin!
Second is the Santiago Alvarez account. According to his account, they started their journey at about 11 at night until they reached the house of Apolonio Samson in Cancun, where they rest and warm themselves. Saturday, August 22, 1896, Supremo assigned guards at 5 o'clock and placed the detachment at the Balintawak boundary. More than 300 men assembled and carried assorted weapons, bolos, spears, daggers, a dozen of small revolvers, and rifle. The Supremo were worried of a sudden attack by the enemy, so he decided to move to a site called Bahay Toro. On August 23, 1896, they arrived at Cabezang Melchora, where it was crowded by the Katipuneros. On Monday, August 24, 1896, Supremo called a meeting inside the Cabezang Melchora's barn. On both sides of the table were Dr. Pio Valenzuela, Emilio Jacinto, Bricio Pantas, Enrico Pacheco, Ramon Bernardo, Pantaleon Torres, Francesco Carrion, Vicente Fernandez, Teodoro Plata, and others. Third is the Guillermo Masangkay's account. According to his account, a big meeting was held in Balintawak, August 27, 1896. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss when the uprising was to take place. Teodoro Plata, Bricio Pantas, and Pio Valenzuela were all opposed to starting the revolution too early, for it distressed people if the revolution will start without adequate preparation. Supremo left and went outside and told the people about their discussion. He delivered a speech about whether they will wait for Spaniards to shoot them or to start the uprising early. When the people's pledge was obtained by Bonifacio, he returned inside and informed the leaders. The border's directors voted for revolution and the people outside shouted, "Long live the Philippine Republic." And the last is the Gregoria de Jesus account. According to her account, the activities of the Katipunan reached nearly all corners of Philippine archipelago. So when his existence was discovered and some of the members arrested, they immediately returned to the Caloocan. Bonifacio and his men left the town gathered and was then the uprising began with the first cry for freedom on August 25, 1896. When she knew that Spanish will arrest her, she immediately fled to Manila and joined Bonifacio fight for the freedom. The first cry of revolution vitalized the unity of the Filipino people, brought tears for independence, and it is also continued to inspire the modern Filipinos. It doesn't matter where and when this cry of Pugad Lawin or cry of Balintawak happened. What mattered the most is the meaning and knowledge that we acquire in such a heroic and important event like the first cry of revolution.
Lagi ninyong pakatandaan na ang kadahilanan ng ating pagbuwis ng buhay ay upang makamit ang matagal na nating minimithing kalayaan mula sa paggustay at pagkaalipin. Dumating na ang araw ng mga tunay na anak ng bayan!